That is just really weird. How do I get out of this place? Up here? Oh, look at this little room. Oh, a doctor's bag. It's a good thing I found this little room. Yeah, you can never have too many doctor's bags. We already checked this stuff. Nope. No, I didn't. Wrong button. Wonder glue. Guess I haven't been here before. No, I definitely would have had to have been here. Have we been down there? Because wasn't there like a lot of things shooting at us? Let's go down here. Let's see what's down here. I'll take some cigarettes. Man, a lot of cigarettes. I'll take that. Alright, let's see what's in this room. A wrench. I hear bubbly sounds. Ooh, a safe. Oh, it broke. Bottle caps and all kinds of chems. Pulse grenades and pulse mines. Well, that'll come in handy. I'll either use them or I'll sell them or something. Alright. We looted this place, we did good. Unless we're going in the wrong direction, I'm getting confused now. Yeah, we're going backward now. We have to go long ways around here. Oh, what's in here? Oh, that was close! Oh! Woo! Damn! I thought I was a goner. Those things were beeping. Who puts armed landmines on a shelf? It's a good thing I took a little bit of a bump in explosives, or that wouldn't have been possible. So now I've got to go talk to Fantastic. I mean, his name is Fantastic.
Hello.
Hey, you.
Yo.
I sent power to McCarran and the Strip.
Whoa, really? Oh, shit. Oh, I knew I could do it. Those NCR pricks can all get on their knees and worship at the altar of fucking Fantastic. But don't worry, I'll tell them what you did for me, man. Not all of it, though. They think I was an idiot. But some of it. Keep at it, man. One day you could end up where I am. You never know.
And I'm just wondering, what's the consequence to shooting this guy?
Adios, amigo.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get out of here. Do I go up here? Because I didn't last time, but, like, what is up here? I can't leave here not knowing. I just can't. There's nothing worth anything up here. There was no reason to go up here, was there? What's this door?
The Legion's coming for us. Just a matter of time. Believe you me.
Okay. Anything worth taking down here? Anything at all? Nope. Stuck behind a door. Dirty water. I mean, who doesn't love dirty water? Aha. More stuff. Just gotta jump over there. Yeah, I was told I can take this stuff. Pulse grenades. Those things are worth a lot of money. I was told I could just take whatever's laying around. Would a face like this lie to you guys? I was told I could just take anything I wanted. Yep, some guy in there said it, and he, I think, was really high ranking. Okay, let's get the hell out of here before they realize I can't just go around taking things. Look at that. Ain't that gorgeous? I would love to have sent electricity to everybody, but they'd be having brownouts. That ain't gonna help nobody. I just keep traveling this road. The Boulder City. I think it's this road up here. Actually, the road ends. But this would be the road, right? Yeah, this would be the road. Alright, we got a little bit of a trip ahead of us. No, wait, here's the road right here. But still, we've got a bit of a trip ahead of us. Okay, time to pull out, gonna go with my cowboy repeater. Three shots and I missed. That's what good are you? .44 Magnum revolver. Damn. How much power? How much damage does it do? 28 damage. That's pretty good. Leather armor reinforced. Weird little skip there.
You've done a good turn for the NCR, and now we'd like to do one for you. There's an NCR emergency two-way radio. You call, and we'll come running. You're not alone out here. The NCR has your back. Stay safe and good hunting.
Well, thank you. Tell the NCR I appreciate it a lot. That's what that little skip was. That guy spawned into being, and that just slowed me down for a moment. Hydra. Who leaves something that valuable just laying around? Probably someone who lives here, and we're probably robbing some poor hobo's home. Because there's like a fire, and yeah, I shouldn't have taken that. Door to El Dorado Gas and Service. Hello, is anyone here? It would be rude if I came in here and started taking things. However, man's gotta survive. It ain't like this desert ever did me any favors. Why should I do any favors for this desert, you know? Cram. Okay, I'll take cram. Those bottles are empty, but those aren't. I mean, if you're just going to leave this stuff unlocked. Gumdrops. Flour. Gumdrops. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. I checked the cash register, right? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay, you carry
Fine by me.
my worthless stuff. Who keeps stuff like that in the trash can? Who does that? Alright, well, we've clearly robbed someone, and I feel bad. I mean, not bad enough to give it back, but I do feel bad. Alright, then. Alright, we're almost there. Oh, what's this? I don't know who that is. But I say we kill ourselves some ants. Should we go hunting down these ants? I say, why not?
All mine.
I say we don't even sneak. They're just ants. We can do this. We can do this. And there's a big ol' ant. And that thing over there was huge. I mean, that was a huge ant. Oh, more ants. Yeah, come at me, bro. I do like my cowboy repeater, I'll tell you that. This is a handy dandy gun. Look at it, look at us just cleaning up the wasteland like this. Alright guys, we did good here. Made the wasteland a little bit safer. Hi there. Boone done got you before I did. Yeah, and I was going to add like a plus 30 to guns for his hat, but man, he don't need that. He probably won't need that for a long time. He's already, I think, a better shot than I am. Oh my god, why can't you ride motorcycles in this game? Can you imagine how badass that would be? Dear Bethesda, for the love of God, make a game where you can drive a vehicle. When I say make a game, I'm talking like Fallout. Make a Fallout game where you can ride a motorcycle. Just do it. Dune buggies and motorcycles through the desert in a Fallout game. I mean, you can't tell me you don't want it to happen. Everyone wants that to happen. Hello? I'll put away my gun. Howdy there, partner.
Howdy there, partner.
My God, you said howdy there, partner, too, just like me. So, what's your story, stranger?
My story's a long one, friend, and I can't say as it's all that interesting.
Nevertheless, I'm interested.
Well, I was born in a little town out Montana way. Me and Ma didn't have much, ever since my pa up and left.
Your father abandoned you?
That he did. Never did know why. Ma always said he was a real mysterious fella, even when he was with her. Like he was a stranger sometimes.
Sounds like you miss him. Is that why you're out here? Just wandering around?
Maybe. Maybe I just never felt like I belonged back home.
Must have been hard growing up without a father.
It sure wasn't easy. Ma worked her fingers to the bone to make sure we had enough to survive, and I worked the coal mines from when I was 15. After Ma died, I guess I wanted to find my pa and get some answers from him. Been out here looking ever since, but he ain't an easy man to find.
And what will you do when you find him?
Can't say as I really know. Maybe I'll just ask him why. Maybe I'll punch him right in the mouth. Hell, the more I talk about it, the more the whole damn thing sounds like a dumb idea.
Well, I mean, let's change the subject, buddy.
Anything else you'd like to know?
Well, that's a mighty fine guitar you got there.
Oh, this old thing? Why, thanks, friend. This here guitar is just about the only thing my daddy left me.
Have you been playing long?
Just about my whole life, ever since my daddy left Ma and me and went off to roam the wastes.
Alright. Well, you take care, buddy, and goodbye.
So long, friend.
Okay, that's the first time I had a conversation with that guy. I seen in a video a long time ago. That is the son of the mysterious stranger. So I've actually seen him years ago from a video, but I've never actually spoke to him in game like this. You guys are sometimes silent. Gotta make sure you're right behind me. Like when we were in that building and you guys were like, I don't know what the fuck you guys were doing back here. I can't even explain it. I don't know. I don't even want to think about it. I just want to move on. Oh, see, now I'm going in the wrong direction. Man, I wish I could stretch out the render distance for this game. Actually, you can, but it slows your computer down like really, really bad. What'd y'all kill? Was it a gecko? Something gecko-looking? It was one of the mants. That's why it's burning, ain't it? No? Pardon me, but what the fuck did you shoot this thing with? It's burning! Eddie, is that your laser? You are one badass little beer refrigerator. I don't even know what the hell it is. It's a robot of some sort. With a badass fucking laser. Am I in the right area now? Kinda. Coming close.
All mine.
Nuka-Cola. You guys are doing that thing again. You need to stop doing that thing. That's a small little nothing. I have no computer skill. I need to remember to come back here because I get the feeling there's... Dude, you're standing on it right here. Okay, here's one. One bobby pin down. Two. There we go. That's all that was in there. Hey, if it helped me to level up, that's great. What should I bump up? Let's bump up that repair. Now, let's see. What do I want? Okay, I've decided. I'm going to go for finesse. With the finesse perk, you have a higher chance to score critical hit on an opponent in combat, equivalent to 5 extra points of luck. Considering I only have 3 luck right now, I could really use that. My next one is going to be Sniper. With the Sniper perk, your chance to hit an opponent's head in VATS is significantly increased. Alright, so yeah, that's going to be my next one. So right now we're going with Finesse. Alright. Okay, let's just get on out of here. Boulder City. In fact, why am I even going to Boulder City? Like, what is my quest again? Oh, intercept the Great Khans at Boulder City. Okay, alright. I'm walking away from Boulder City. Hey, what's this? I wonder what's up there. Let's see what's up there. Empty jet? Huh. Bunch of junkies up here getting high. Nothing. Please don't let me be stuck. Good. Alright. There's nothing up there. I thought there might be something cool up there. Ooh, more stuff to pick. I hear epic music playing. I don't know why there's epic music playing, but there is.
We've got a situation with some Great Khans right now. The brass at McCarran has ordered me to lock down the ruins until it's been resolved.
What's going on with the Great Khans?
One of my patrols was on its way back from Novak when it came under fire from the Great Khans. They radioed for reinforcements, but instead of waiting for us, they chased the Khans into the ruins where they were caught in a crossfire. No deaths, but not all the squad got out. The Khans have Private Ackerman and Private Gilbert as hostages.
These Great Khans might have something on mine. A platinum chip.
Once the Great Khans have been killed or captured, you're welcome to retrieve any property they've taken from you.
I may be able to negotiate a deal with the Khans.
Normally I'd turn you down since I have no idea who you are. But considering that the hostages are as good as dead when we attack... Alright. I'm going to give you a chance to talk to the Great Khans. Their leader is a man named Jessup. If we hear shooting, we'll be coming in. But it'll probably be too late for you.
I understand.
Good luck.
Alright. And by negotiate, I mean shoot these bastards and get my platinum chip.
Hope the NCR doesn't send reinforcements from the dam.
I'm gonna leave him tied up for now.
What the hell? You're that courier Benny wasted back in Good Springs. You're supposed to be dead.
Well, I'm not, and I believe you have something of mine?
Yeah, about that.
Where's the platinum chip?
Don't have it. Benny stole it right before he stabbed us in the back. He's probably back at the strip by now, laughing at me.
Let's talk about setting things between you and the NCR. Settling things between you and the NCR.
What's to negotiate? The NCR backs off, we walk out of here, nobody gets hurt.
Never mind, let's talk about something else.
Fine.
Goodbye.
Yeah, go on.
Let me just read a magazine real quick, and I'll be right back with you. I just want to read something real quick. Alright, how to improve my speech. That's what I'm going to read. Oh, very interesting. This has taught me a lot. So, let's talk again.
I'm getting real tired of talking.
Yeah. I want some more answers.
Yeah? On what?
What can you tell me about Benny?
He's one of the chairmen, big shots that run the Tops Casino in New Vegas. A friend from the city contacted me with info on a big job. I should have known that the caps were too good to be true, but there was still no way I could pass up the chance.
Why did Benny betray you?
He's a snake, that's why. He owed us the rest of the pay for the job, so maybe he didn't want to pay up.
What do you know about the platinum chip?
It's just a big fancy poker chip as far as I know. Don't know why anyone would make one out of platinum, though.
Alright. Let's talk about something else.
Fine.
Well, why don't you just shoot your way out of here?
I'm not afraid of a gunfight, but I'd rather get back to Red Rock without a few extra holes in me if I can help it.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's talk about settling things between you and the NCR again.
Still going on about this,
Yeah.
huh? Pretty sure I already said we want the NCR to back off and let us out.
Well, free the hostages now, and I'll have the NCR escort you out of their territory.
I can't believe I'm doing this. But alright, the hostages can go. The NCR had better keep their end of the deal, though. Here, a souvenir for you. It's Benny's lighter. Shove it up his ass when you catch up with him.
Roger that, will do.
Yeah, go on.
I gotta talk to What's-His-Face before my knowledge retention wears off, and I'm no longer smart enough to talk. Not you, Eddie.
I'm glad you're able to get my people freed, but there's a new problem. I just got orders to take out the Great Khans, hostages or not.
The Great Khans let the hostages go in exchange for their freedom, though.
My hands are tied. I can't go against orders, can I?
If you have any integrity, then you'll honor the deal.
You're right. The Great Khans are free to go.
All right. Oh, I just leveled up, didn't I? Okay, now what do I want to level up? Remember when I said I was lucky that I leveled up my explosives when I caught those mines just in time? Apparently, I didn't level my explosives. Let's get my speech up to 35. My survival at 50. I'll get my medicine up to 35 as well. Then it's guns and explosives. Alright. Now, let me go back in there and see if there's anything I can steal. Because I seen goodies. Everybody's free. Yes, I'm a hero. I know, I know. Alright. They said they'd give you your freedom. They said they'd honor the deal. Now, what's in here that I can steal? Nothing. There was some stuff over here, though, wasn't there? Sarsaparilla. Those are empty bottles. Cigarettes. Beer. Empty whiskey. I don't know who I'd be stealing from, but I can't do that. Oh, Murphy's dead. Great Khan suit of armor. I can't open that. Darn. So I'm afraid I'll lose, karma or whatever with the Great Khans. I just got on their good side. Alright then. I'm out of here. Alright, so now where am I headed? It still says I haven't discovered this place. Where do I have to go to discover this place? Oh, right here. Okay. That mission's complete. All the way in Vegas. I got me a long trip, don't I? I'm going in that direction. Let's take a look at the saloon. Howdy.
A customer. Not many people come into Boulder City these days.
Now tell me about Boulder City.
Most of the town is rubble, destroyed during the Battle of Hoover Dam. And the only other thing around here is the concrete mixing yard.
Oh, what you got for sale?
What can I get you?
I'll take the beer. I'll take your whiskey. And I'll take all that there Sunset Sarsaparilla you got. Alright, I'll accept that.
Another satisfied customer.
So what's the concrete used for?
The NCR has been constructing bunkers up and down the river. From what I've heard, it's a little late for that. Travelers over at the 188, just up the road, said that the Legion has overrun a couple of towns to the south.
Where does the concrete come from?
Most of the limestone comes from Quarry Junction out west, but I hear some death claws overran the quarry. With no work to be had, all the workers around here have wandered off. I'm the only one left in town.
Alright, well, thanks for the information and goodbye.
Come back real soon.
This does look like a nice place. It's a shame more people don't come here. Yeah, I'm heading in the right direction. Victor?
Fancy meeting you here, friend.
How did you get here?
Just rolling along on my spurs. Looks like I just might make it to New Vegas after all.
You see what happened in there?
Yep. Guess it's just down to you and Fancy Pants. I wouldn't worry about him. He looks all hat and no cattle, if you ask me.
It's good to see you again, Victor.
Yep. This is getting mighty embarrassing. People gonna start to talk.
Yeah. Did you see Benny come this way?
Fancy Pants? No, I ain't seen hide nor hair of him since the tussle in Good Springs. I'm sure he ran back to the soft living of New Vegas, though.
Alright, well, I gotta go, Victor.
Look me up when you get to New Vegas. I'll buy the first round.
Alrighty, partner. Maybe I'll just follow Victor. Well, since we got a ways to go, I figure I ought to tell you a little about myself. When I came to Nevada, I continued being a prospector. Oh, by the way, Victor, this leaves off from where I was telling these guys my backstory a little bit a while ago. So I guess you're catching Act 2. Anyhow, I continued being a prospector. I had gotten pretty good at finding things, but was having a hard time selling things. No one wanted to give a proper deal to a kid. They thought I was stupid and didn't know how much things were worth. But then one day my luck turned around. An old grocery store whose ceiling had been caved in when the ground beneath of it shifted. The store began leaning and the roof caved in. It's how a lot of these old buildings go down. But I was walking across the top of the roof. I noticed a huge crack. I shined my torch down in there to see what I could find, and I noticed many shelves filled with bottles. It looked like a pharmacy or something. I figured it would turn out to be dog vitamins or something stupid. I knew people had been to this place and raided it. I knew this because, as a prospector, I can tell when a place has been raided, and by what type of raiders, and even how long ago. Well, in some cases I can tell how long ago. Anyhow, I made my way into the crack of the ceiling. And surprise, surprise, it was drugs. All the old world drugs. The way I see it, the ceiling to some part of the store had caved in by the time anyone found this building. There was no crack in the ceiling back then, and no one was familiar with this building or the company to know that it ever had a pharmacy, so no one ever tried to knock down the concrete walls or broke open the concrete roof because they had no idea this was there. They just walked in through the front door, scavenged what they could get to, and the place became a barren wreck. Graffiti and gang fights. That's all this place was. No one thought that after it was picked apart and occupied for so long by so many junkies and gangs, that there would be anything of value left in here. You wouldn't be able to access the pharmacy if you went through the front doors. But again, that crack in the ceiling wasn't there until I came across it. It was a happy accident that I happened to come across the newly formed crack in the roof before anyone else did. Most of the drugs had their potency majorly compromised, but most of them were also in airtight containers, silica packets to keep it dry. So maybe popping 20 milligrams of opioid was only like popping 5 or 10 milligrams. So what? I had bottles and bottles of it. I managed to fill many backpacks, and then hide the backpacks. I couldn't sell this stuff on the market. I had to find dealers, and I managed to do just that. They didn't want to take me seriously until I produced the product. Then they knew I was for real. They nearly killed me trying to get information out of me. Some way, somehow, I managed to talk them into letting me meet their boss. Their boss, a powerful man. He was willing to treat me with respect and talk to me. He treated me like an adult. All he wanted to know was this stuff stolen? I managed to convince him I didn't steal it from anyone. I found it. Which is actually the truth. I was afraid he was going to cut my fingers off or something if I didn't tell him where the whole stash was. But again, he treated me with respect. He made me a huge offer for a large supply of some of this stuff. I sold him a huge supply, but I still held on to about half the stuff I found. I told him, that's it, that's all I found, man. And he gave me a lot of money. Bottle caps, and more bottle caps. I'd never seen so many bottle caps. What's the matter, Victor? You stuck? Let me give you a hand.
Howdy, partner.
Huh? You seem to be stuck. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go on ahead and maybe you'll get up that hill. I used it to buy a house with an actual roof. Nothing fancy though. I wasn't that rich. But I had a lot of bottle caps. And I bought lots of stuff from the market. I was then able to slowly but surely resell this stuff. And thus slowly but surely made a profit. But the profits were very slow. And many times I made a purchase and was just left holding the bag. Honestly, I wasn't a very good businessman. But I did make many connections in my time in the market. I was able to get those backpacks that I hid, and slowly sell more and more of this stuff to various people in the marketplace behind closed doors. So that made up for my lack of business skills. I was able to make enough contacts that I came across a really interesting proposition one day. A guy I knew that did some clerical work, he told me he could get me a job as a scribe. And that entailed I would read old books and then copy them down on fresh paper. I worked for a company called Murphy's Books Incorporated. Apparently there were actual book businesses attempting to restore old books. With there being no printing press, all books had to be copied by hand. It was a daunting task. Often I would have as many as 15 ruined books put on my desk. And between all 15 books, there would be enough pages salvaged that I could complete one book. You know how page 1 might be ruined in one book, but fine in another. Page 2 would be ruined in one book, but it would be fine in another, and so on. I did this work for a few years, and then the company I worked for went out of business. Stock investors pulled out for reasons I never really understood. In fact, I'm not entirely sure how that company worked. I know people had investments in the company, and I know there were a lot of contracts that were being filled, but it wasn't my place to know these things. I just copied down the books. Anyhow, after the company went belly up, I did the next logical thing. I started up my own private book restoration business. I really wish I'd made it into upper management of this company. That way, when I started my own business, I would have known what I was doing, but I had to start small. It was all right as far as income. It paid the bills, but not much more than prospecting. I would restore these books and then sell them on the market. It was a long and slow process. And I would make contacts. People who would want certain books, and they were willing to pay a lot of money for very specific books. Then I met her, the woman that would become my wife, Betty. I met her while doing some business with my book business. She loved books and envied my job. She said it would be amazing to do what I do, to find and buy old ruined books and put them together, salvaging the past and building a new future, she said. She was bright, optimistic. I told her if she wanted, she could be my business partner. 2 sets of hands are better than 1 set of hands, you know? We could double the amount of books that get restored. She took me up on the offer, and she was my business partner for about a year. And then we fell in love, and married. I was only 19, but I felt confident, like life handed me lemons, and I opened a lemonade stand. Things were good. I quickly became a father, and I looked at my boy, and I had dreams of him joining our book restoration efforts. There would be no prospecting for my boy. I wouldn't let my son see his old man get gunned down by a bunch of filthy gangster junkies. My boy was going to have a better life than I did. Everything was good, but as always, the desert giveth, and the desert taketh away. My wife became ill and died of pneumonia. Me and Betty were both 23 years old. As for my business, well, we had made deals with some people. We were contracted to restore a certain amount of books within a certain amount of time because they were trying to open a library. Yeah, a library in the apocalypse. They needed to have a certain amount of books to open it, or their investors would pull out. The details get complicated, but needless to say, my contract was terminated with them, and I had no buyers at the moment for the works that I had done. And the books that I had done were still owned by the company. so I couldn't sell the ones me and Betty had been working on for the last 6 months. All the old ruined books had to be given back. Needless to say, my business at that exact moment was so wrapped up in this other company that when my wife died and I could no longer fulfill my contract, I was financially ruined. But I didn't give up. I took some odd jobs here and there, and I traveled all the way back to those hidden backpacks, grabbed the last of the drugs, waited patiently to find just the right buyer who would pay top dollar for what I had, and made some pretty good money. I was able to start up my book restoration business again, and I was able to hire a few people. In a couple of years, my business was doing better than ever. I swear, all I've ever had in life was that one lucky break, finding that old pharmacy. I swear, I don't know how I would have made it to see age 18 had I not found that supply. Anyhow, my business was doing great. I would take my books to the market and sell them for a hefty price. Me and the partners I hired, we knew what books would be worth money once restored. And I started expanding. I hired more people. Some of them were merely scribes and others were more intellectual. They had a vast knowledge of books. They told me the money was in rare technical journals. I hired people to do some prospecting in the territories that may contain some old ruined technical documents and journals and all that. Whether it was notes or complete books, I had a few places I knew would contain what I was looking for. We got to work on them immediately, and while I myself had no idea what the hell any of it meant, me and my team were able to restore a few manuals. It was very hard to restore because they weren't just books. They were notes, they were journals, they were files and file cabinets, and they were books. So trying to restore all this stuff, that was a challenge. I didn't understand why these books would be so valuable. I recall one of them was called Diodes Are Our Friend, A History of the Diode. Really? It was an entire book on diodes, by the way. This wasn't just a few research notes, no, this was the history of the diode. But my colleagues were right. That stupid book went for 1,500 bottle caps. And another book, I believe it was called From Dark Ages to Dark Matter, The Origin of the Antimatter Turbine. That one earned me 26,000 bottle caps, though some of that was paid in the form of gold. And that one wasn't sold at the market. There was a special buyer. The whole thing seemed weird and shady. But who was I to argue with 26,000 bottle caps? And then, the day I will never forget. We were transcribing some books in my home, when suddenly the front door came flying off its hinges. A machine stepped through the door, holding a laser minigun. I had nowhere to run. I looked to the left and right. I seen out of my windows more of them. The back door flies open. Windows busted. The machine that kicked open my front door, it spoke. It was a man. It was a human inside of mechanical armor. It was the Brotherhood of Steel. They told me that I was in possession of classified documents, prohibited technological journals. Bill Hayes, one of my colleagues, he pulled out his pistol, but before he could pull off a single shot, the man in the machine armor, he punched him. The force was so great it killed him. His girlfriend, Kimberly Johnson, she shouted no and ran towards Bill, and a laser bolt went straight through her skull. We all stood there, frozen, paralyzed with fear. They assured us no more needed to die, make no movements unless instructed. They seized everything in the house. They turned it inside out. They interrogated me. They wanted to know who, how, why, where did the books come from. I caved. I told them everything. I cried in front of them. They had us leave the house. They cuffed us. They searched the house for hours, while we just stood there with our hands tied behind our backs. And when they were done searching the house, they torched it. I was told to end my pursuit of technology. This was my one and only warning. Just that quick, my business was over. I suppose I'm supposed to be thankful that I lived through the ordeal. Since that day, I have had a darkness in my heart. I have seen so much cruelty, but I could always forgive, or at least I could understand it. A junkie with the shakes out of desperation pulls a gun and says, "Hand over your caps." A casino winner walks down the alley. He's clobbered in the head and robbed by people raised in brutal poverty. I thought it was poverty and addiction that made the evils of man. But after I seen the Brotherhood of Steel, I seen a new kind of evil. Those people were not desperate. They were not weak and vulnerable. They didn't live in slums. They were a highly disciplined military driven by ideology. I would swear vengeance on them, but who am I? If I ever found them and got within 100 yards, they would spot me. They would put me down. And the gunman who took my life would feel as you and I feel when we swat a mosquito or step on a bug. Anyhow, with my house burned to the ground, my company dissolved, I had nothing left. The backpack with the drugs that had kept me going for so long, that was exhausted. It was spent. It was gone. I had nothing left, nothing to stay for. I was able to join a merchant caravan company all the way in Texas. I had established some connections and had some people pull strings for me to make that happen. Loretta's Caravan Company. They were trying to make inroads to some new businesses down in Texas. My job wasn't so much barter or talker. I didn't make deals. I just managed the supplies, sometimes acting as a backup gun. The larger the caravan, the safer the travel. I was a nobody in the company, but that was fine with me. I got paid in caps, did a lot of drinking, screwed a lot of loose women on my travels. My boy was sent to be raised by Loretta herself for a while. She had recently lost her son of about the same age, so taking care of my boy filled that gap. Loretta was good to me. She was good to all of us. Loretta's Caravan Company was like a family, especially for me. It was the closest thing I had to a family since the Sacrifice and Mercy cult. In northern Texas, we established an exclusive contract with the D&L Company. That was Dwight Simmons and Larry Simmons. They delivered mostly building and construction material. We were their one and only carriers. The business was all on the up and up. This particular division of Loretta's Caravan Company only did business with them, and they only did business with us. Other divisions of Loretta's company still did business as usual, just not in Texas. I thought the deal was terrible, really. It made no sense from where I was standing. Why work for one company and do some of the longest hauls that I'd ever seen? We should have been offering our business to everyone in Texas. When I brought this up to Loretta, she told me to shush my mouth. I wasn't hired to think. And she's right. It's clear I knew nothing about business, and her company was flourishing. So what did I know? While in Texas, I met a woman named Marguerite. Well, you know what? That story's going to be even longer, so I think we should just go to bed. We got a busy day tomorrow, guys. We got a busy day.